Hello everyone. So today we are gonna learn Salesforce integration. In theoretically wise, I'll tell you what are important points need to consider while working on Salesforce integration. So I'll tell you example of integration, which is in real time. If we see AC and remote, so in order to turn on the AC, we utilize the functionality of remote. So we with the help of remote we turn on the AC, so the signal come and go. So via that integration happened in between remote and AC. So real time example I have given. So similarly in Salesforce, in order to communicate between two applications, we have to pass data, we have to pass certain set of line of code, and with that we will get the data. Two things we can give, we can do, either send the data or receive the data. So there are two scenario over here. First, where Salesforce send the request and external application send the response. In that case, in external application uses API, and external application has the functionality which Salesforce just give a call out and utilize, give the request and receive the response. So this is the first scenario. Whereas in second, Salesforce has the functionality. Salesforce implement the API, in which external system request Salesforce system, and Salesforce system send the data to the external system. So these are the two ways we can implement the integration in Salesforce. So in first, where we are utilizing external systems functionality, in that there are basically 5 line of code, basically 5 important thing we have to remember. Okay, so which are, so whenever we are giving call to external system, and whenever we as a Salesforce calling the external system, in that case the thing which need to consider, which are important, is creating a HTTP objects instance. Then we create a HTTP request objects instance, and then we set endpoints. After setting endpoints, then we have to choose the method. Over here it will be obviously get, because we want the data from external system. And the last one is HTTP response, where whatever the request we have passed and response we have got, we process that and we print that, so that we can see what is the response we have got. So this is the first scenario, and these are the things which we have to consider while calling out the functionality from external system. Whereas in the next one, where external system utilize the functionality of Salesforce, in that first and very important thing is our class or our functionality has to be global, because if it is a private, no other than Salesforce application, no one can access. So it has to be global, and we have to create one URI for it. So the URI is whatever the name you want to give. You want to give the you want to give, and it should be significant. Whatever the by name itself, it should be very understandable. Okay, so first class has to be global. Then you have to create a URI name. Okay, third is method. So method, obviously in this case we have to take the method as a post, because we are sending the response. Request will be coming from external system, and we will process it in our function written in Salesforce. So the method has to be post. And then in while posting, we can use a REST request context and REST request response. That instance we can use, and we can process the data by considering REST context request. So yeah, and after this, very important thing which we have to remember in Salesforce, if at all you have to access anything, one must have user user validation has to be done. Okay, so no, not, it won't be like कि कोई भी anybody can come and access the data. So authorization has to be done. So that in order to get the authorization token, we have to create connected app. So you can check the connected app details in the next video, or you can get the detail of connected app. So create a connected app in Salesforce org, and then you can you get the all the 5 parameters whichever required for to test the integration which we have just spoken about. So why and where we will use that credential which we'll get from connected app. So in order to test it, we can use Postman. So Postman is a very best tool to test the integration. So to enter the parameter, we will get the data from connected app. So we can get enter the detail in connected app, and we can verify requested response. Okay, that's it for this.